presenter can come up. That's Rodia Taiwo. Can you share your screen so we can take your presentation? Please, six. I promised 7 minutes, but please, if you can take lesser time, just summarize the solution so she can review.
All right. Thank you, Isaac, for the opportunity. Thank you, Miss Obianuju. Let me share my screen. Okay.
And so sorry, everyone, about the time we have spent. I'm sure you have learned a lot. But
So, can you guys see my
we're really
screen?
no, I can't see your screen. Okay, yes. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. There are over 700 million people living with diseases all around the world, and a huge portion of that number goes undiagnosed in Africa. And the undiagnosed individuals always flood the hospital on a daily basis, causing our health professionals to become overworked and overwhelmed. What would it look like if we found a way to improve the standard of care for everyone by lowering the barriers of individual access to quality, affordable health service in a way that focuses more on prevention rather than treatment, and in a way that is cost effective, making patients the CEO of their health? Hi guys, my name is Nasiruddin Rodia Taiwo. I am a medical student at University of Ilorin, Nigeria. I am a data scientist and a deep enthusiast of machine learning and artificial intelligence and its application in the field of healthcare. My goal is to become an expert in the field of AI and machine learning by building medical technologies and using robotics to impact the future of health delivery. A personal experience led me to come up with this idea for a medical app that will make healthcare more affordable, more accessible, and of better quality to students, to working class individuals, and the society at large, of whom most don't have the time or the funds to visit hospital on a regular basis, which is regular in sub-Saharan Africa. I was fascinated with this question of what would it look like if we could build a platform that gives individual access to a chatbot that is based on generative artificial intelligence that understands the relationship between diagnosis, symptoms, and treatment, thereby thereby providing the users with accurate and relevant answers to their health questions. And I believe we can really build a company around that. That's what this experience is about. All right. Okay. So, what's the problem we are trying to solve? I believe the problem is that majority of individuals lack access to quality and affordable healthcare in Nigeria, and it's an unmet need in Africa healthcare system. And all of this started because of a personal issue I had, and I had to go to the hospital several times. And I'm like, there has to be a better way. There has to be a better way. So my proposed solution for this is okay. Why can't we create a platform at
You're already at.
I said that is built
I'm not sure.
on generative artificial
Can
intelligence.
you hear?
And between that, hello,
You can hear you now.
Okay, I can hear you.
all right,
And to mention,
thank
you have
you.
less than 2 minutes left.
Oh wow. So the solution is to build a platform which we have a chatbot where you can ask the chatbot a medical question and it provides you answers based on the question you asked it. And I believe this can be done with providing it with medical database and so it can educate and practically engage with the users about their health. He said I have 2 minutes. That's kind of a pressure. Anyways, I did something called an empathy map, and the point of this was to determine that aside from myself, who else needs something like this to exist. And if you can see my slide, I'm showing customer one's perspective. So she's actually a friend of mine, and I spoke with her. We had a discussion about it. Sorry, guys, I'm rushing. And customer two perspective. And from what I gained from the empathy map is empathy research is that both of them have something in common, which is that their fear, their pain, and frustration act as an obstacle for them. And our goal is to eliminate all our users' obstacle and lower their barrier and access to quality and affordable healthcare. I would love to explain in detail about the app, but just to summarize it, the basic features of the app is mainly the chat booth feature where you can chat with it and it's going to give you a reply based on whatever symptoms you give it. And another major feature is its ability to be able to take a picture of whatever skin issue you have, and it can also you can message it and telling it describing your skin your symptoms, and it's also going to tell you what to do. Okay. There are also advanced features of the app like the telehealth function, like getting complaints with HMOs on board and others. I would really love to explain the primary market
Please,
and
can you round up?
secondary market for this, but anyways, let's just go to the final. The plan is to
Okay.
build a company around this health tech application, and I believe we have a solid business model. And we're just excited to start building. We'll just say that. How to work this thing. So yeah, that's it for now. If you have
Well
any
done, Rodiat.
questions, sorry. We are looking
That
to
was
collaborate with experts and get more people involved in this. So please and please, if you would love to join our team, I'm going to drop the link in the chat below. You can always reach out to me. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to stop sharing now.
well done, Rodiat. That was brilliant. That was brilliant. We're actually looking to actually share a link where potential founders are looking to potential founders are looking to build teams, people with clinical solutions, clinical technology solutions can pitch to get teams from sub communities, from product design, product management, and them and all that. So I think you can make use of that too. So Obianuju, would you like to review us first, or we get the second person?
Let me review this because I'm sure the next
All
one
right.
will be different. Okay, so
Yeah.
well done, Rodiat,
Thank you.
for all of the medical work that you have to do and also combining it with being a data scientist, trying to build something on the side. Honestly, this is fantastic. Well done. Okay,
Thank you.
so commenting on the deck, I'm going to say a couple of things here that I think every other person should also pay attention to, not just Rodia now. So usually you may not have all the time in the world to pitch your idea. That's the truth. Sometimes you're stumbling on, when they say elevator pitch, honestly, it is real. Like you might actually stumble on someone, a potential investor, in a very unconventional space where you just need to tell them what your business solution is about, and you don't have the luxury of time in the world. So you always need to have a full grasp of what you're building, and you need to sell it in a way that they get it. So you need to be conscious of time and then clarity too, because while I was listening to you, I heard a couple of things, and I'm like, okay, how do I summarize this? And I was penning a couple of things, and I'm like, this sounds like a super app because there's just like a lot of things happening in this space, and I get it. It wants to incorporate AI, so we can have like real time, exposure to like your health condition. You can get like a real time access to your health condition. But then the heading says accessibility, affordability, and availability. I'm like, okay, how do you want to solve for all of this? So it's a good idea, but I think that there's a lot of things happening at the same time. And I'm even glad that it's still just an idea and you have not started like building for it, because when you start, you'd realize that you need to simplify to the letter. That's if there's one thing that will make any solution stand out, it is the simplicity of that solution. Your solution has to be as simple, as clear, as direct as possible. And it's not about doing so many things. It is about doing one thing, but doing it so well that there is no other person in the market that is doing that thing the way you're doing it. So think about building any solution in that terms. Like the starting of your pitch, you should hit me with what's the name of the I did you have like a name for it or something? Yeah,
Because it's a chat booth that you can ask it a question.
okay.
I'm thinking open health because
No, no, no,
it's
it's
quite
fine. No, no, it's fine. I'm not even asking you
specific.
because I want to suggest anything right now. I'm asking because I just
Yeah,
wanted to like make a statement. So, okay, you said open health, right?
yeah,
Okay, let's say open health is a solution that does this. Like that should be your opening line. You should hit me with this. Open health is an AI solution that helps people get access to their healthcare needs at at the time when they need the solution or something. Like you should hit me with what you're solving straight up before you start the rest of the conversation. So that is the thing, that is the opening, is what will keep me spellbound to every other thing you say, because don't forget that the attention span of everybody, it's not even just investors, attention span of everybody is so low, and not even investors that meet a couple of people who are pitching them every day, so they don't have the time. And that's why a lot of people also send DMs, and the DMs, they are so lengthy. They are trying to understand what they are doing. There's just so many information. You don't need all of that. You need to be as brief and as straightforward and as straight to the point as possible. Open Health is an AI powered solution that helps students and this solve for this, that, and that. So when I'm reading your deck, I get it already. And so the rest of the deck is just explaining it.
yeah,
And I would have loved that you touched down on like what your business model will be like, because that's an interesting part of the conversation. So this would take me to actually explain what VCs look out for in a pitch deck. So I have something penned down here. So this is like a structure. It could be different organizations have their different formats, but this is like a template that anybody can follow, and you're not going to be out of place. So first, your title slide. The title slide simply would contain the name of your solution, whatever you call it, open health, yes. And then if there's a tagline, makes it really fantastic. Open health, AI powered solution for this and that. Something very catchy tagline that even if I miss anything out of your deck, I can come back to the title and say, oh, okay, this is exactly what these people are doing. Then the next slide should be your problem statement. What's the problem? I like how you wrote that. I like how you explained it. So it means that you are actually solving for something that exists. It's not just something you feel like people should have. You've had that interaction with people, and even for yourself, you've identified that okay, this is a problem I need to be solving for. Should be the second slide. Then the next slide is okay, what's the solution? What does the solution look like? The solution is now open health. So you take us through the process of what open health will do for people who decide. So it's like this is a problem. This is where people were before. This is what people can use to actually alleviate this pain. Then the next slide will be the market opportunity. Now, the market opportunity is you telling us that you have done your groundwork and there's a market for this problem. It's not just right now, the market opportunity is not just going to be about you and your friend that you had the conversation with. No. Remember, I said before that you could have the solution and eventually you realize that it's a nice to have. It might solve your problem, it might solve your immediate need, but if you need funding for that solution, the market opportunity has to be huge because that is the only way you're going to generate enough revenue. And that's the thing that investors want to hear. Investors want to see that your market opportunity is big enough so that if they invest in the business, their return on investment would also be huge. Then after the fourth slide, the next slide, which is the fifth slide, will be your business opportunity, business model rather. Okay, let me read what you wrote here. The proposed business model is the freemium business model. There is a free user option and the paid user option. The payment is a subscription based. Okay, this is not sorry about that. This is not exactly what your business model should be. Your business model should be as detailed as possible. Freemium, okay, whatever the case, it's okay to call anything freemium, but like how? How are you going to get people to pay for the product? Like how? How are you going to generate that money? It's not just about writing. This looks like an essay. Reading this right now, it just looks like an essay. Subscription based, how? How are you going to ensure that people are going to subscribe? Now, subscription in Africa is even really hard. So when you are even factoring your business model, you need to think so much about. In fact, this is the area that you need to do a whole lot of work because Africa is a very steep place to build a business. Have you seen the reports coming out lately? The African market is not as huge as people think it is. Did you see the Netflix report? We just have 1.6 million subscribers across Africa, and only 10% of that comes from Nigeria. That's 160,000. Lagos alone is like over 2 million people, and we have just 160 all over Nigeria. It tells you that if you're saying subscription, freemium, this, it might not work. It might not be. You need to like do a groundwork to understand for this business that I'm building, what makes it, what is most feasible. What is most feasible? How can people pay for it? People might even prefer to pay as they use. That might be a better business option. Pay as they use. The moment they want to access the platform, they can pay any amount and access it, and then maybe the next time they might not want to pay a subscription. So these are things that you need to think over when you're, building a business model for your business. Now, the next will be traction. Well, at this point, I do not expect that you're going to have traction. But if you're pitching an investor, investors don't first, let me just say now, investors will not invest in an idea. No. Investors will not fund an idea. Investors want to see that you have a proof of concept. So proof of concept is you've gone to the market already, you've sold the solution, and people are already showing interest. Interest could be in form of a wait list, or they've even made some payments to use your service. There has to be that proof of concept, at least like on the minimum. There has to be a proof of concept before an investor would even listen to you. Investors expect that you have traction, progress, like what have you done so far? How much revenue have you even generated so far? What can you show us? So you showing all of those proofs is to tell investors that this is what I have done even before raising funding. So it means that if you fund me, if you fund us, we can do 10x of this. And you show proof of that. Now, the next slide is going to be your competitive advantage. Like what even makes you very unique? Like what makes you special? Because trust me, you're not the only one that will probably be pitching an AI powered solution. And in fact, when it comes to buzzwords, investors are a bit skeptical about funding solutions that have a lot of buzzwords. We are revolutionizing AI power. Actually, it has to be the real thing. It has to be the real deal. So you need to show what makes you different, what makes your solution really different. You say it's AI powered. Is it something that can easily be displaced with an open AI solution, or do you have a unique selling point that really makes you different, something that can't be copied so easily? These are things you should be selling to investors. Now, the next slide after that will be your go-to-market strategy. So, how are you acquiring customers? How are you getting people? You said your business model is freemium and subscription. So how are you acquiring? Because how are people? How are you ensuring that people are coming to actually pay for that product? So you show us that pathway. Now the next slide will be your financials. Now for financials, remember I said investors are not going to fund ideas. So it means that the point where you're having this conversation, you've already had some revenue coming in, no matter how small. There should just be a revenue. There should just be proof that this business has a market and there are even people that are ready to pay for this solution. So you show your financials, what you have done so far, and what you are projecting to do, say in the next 5 to 10 years, if given that funding. Then your last slide can now be the ask or your investment proposal. So that's where you ask for any amount that you think is feasible to run that business. Now, these things, you don't just wake up and then you put any amount. Maybe because we discussed $250,000 today, and you're like, okay, that sounds like an interesting amount. Let's put it there. No. So you need to think feasibly, like what there's something we call runway. So runway is the amount of cash that you have at this point in time. How long will it last you before you will need to get a subsequent funding? That's your runway. So you need to calculate at this point that we are in this business, how much do we need ideally? Because from the point of raising a pre-seed to a seed, it will take you about 2 years on the least, though, on the minimum. In fact, some people are way more than that. It will take you at least 2 years. So within that period, when you raise your initial funding, how much realistically can last you, can carry that business, coupled with your revenue, though, because I mean, it's not just the investor funding that should sustain you, the revenues you also generate. So you need to be as realistic as possible. And under this slide, the ask slide, you need to tell us what you are going to do with the funding. Are you going to be investing in an AI tool of some sort? Are you going to be investing in some of the funds in marketing? Are you going to be investing in staffing up? Because I mean, you also need some technical hands like engineers, programmers, and all of those stuff. So this is like the slide where you talk about all of these things. So remember again, you have your title slides. For me, I prefer a 10 slide pitch deck template because investors don't really have time. And really, if you're able to use a 10 slide template, you're good to go. There's really nothing else you want to say. If you talk too much, if your slide is going to 20 something, you're already wasting the time of the investor. They don't have that time. They're skimming through. So for me, I would usually encourage people to use a 10 slide pitch. I think YC is like 13 slides. I'm not sure. But there are other templates, depending on the organization really, there are other templates out there. So for a 10 slide pitch deck template, it is your title slide, problem statement, solution, market opportunity, business model, traction or the progress, competitive landscape, marketing and sales strategy, which is your go-to-market strategy, GTM. Then the next slide is on financials. Then the last slide is your ask / your investment proposal. We can have more conversation about this after now. If you chat me up, and I'll
Yeah.
just leave it at that. So, Rodias, well done with everything. I'm sure that the explanation that I've made has also like covered for some of the things that you can learn to improve on your deck. Be mindful of time. You don't have all the time in the world, so no stories. Hit the nail on the head. If you have 2 minutes, don't start telling me stories about how you had a conversation with your friend. Just tell me Open Health is an AI powered solution that helps students with this, and that, and that. Our business model, okay, no, you state the problem. I mean, really, this is the problem. This is where we are right now. This is the solution we are offering. This is our business model and how we are going to generate revenue. And this is what you start to gain if you invest with us, because we are projecting that in the next 5 years, we are going to 10x our investments with this, that, and that. Period, and straight to the point. Investors are going to be smiling because you've just spoken their language.
Thank you, Obianuju.
Isaac, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so very much, Obianuju. I'm sure the next presenter would have these reviews also this point also taken. So Alma Onwuta from Kenyatta University, Kenya, please can you share your screen?
Isaac,
Yeah.
I omitted something. I just
Okay.
saw that someone referenced it in the chat box. What of team? Yes. Awesome. Yes, please. Your team slide is very important because I mean, in fact, the team is the most critical aspect of your business, to be very honest, because you are likely not the only person that is pitching that solution out there. So investors are doing a gamble of, if this solution is to succeed, who is the best person to take it to market? Because they have other people who are probably pitching them similar stuff. So they're looking at your team strengths, they're looking at the expertise, they're looking at what background do these people have? Do they have enough technical know-how to actually even follow through with this solution that they are proposing? What's their experience level like? And it's even better. So just know that as a first-time founder, you would likely struggle to raise funding because you don't really have, what did Burna Boy say? You explain, tire, no evidence. As a first-time founder, you don't really have evidence. So it might be a bit difficult for you, but it's okay, really. You can do it. If your solution is a badass and what you're proposing is likely to make investors a lot of money in the future, they will be very interested to have the conversation. So as much as possible, you want to have the best hands in your team, the people who have the expertise, the people who understand what you're building and they have the technical know-how to drive this to market. These are the kind of people you want to have on your team. So as you're building, even as a first-time founder, try to identify those people and have them in your team. Please, I omitted it in the slide. The slide should be 11. It means that we have 11 slides, and the team slide is very, very important. It's a very important slide.
Thank you so much, Obianuju. That was a lot. So Oma, please can you present yours? Although she might not be able to take reviews as she might take extensive reviews because she has said most of what I believe she would want to mention already. But then I'm going to share a Twitter page with you so you can send her a message so you can converse with her privately after this session. But then please can you share your screen and present? It's less than 6 minutes. So we can close this by 8:10 marks. Hello. Is Alma on the call? Please hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Alma, are you on the call? I think I was trying to share screen the other time.
Okay, while Oma is trying to do that, I think someone asked in the group chat, do you mean we should be specific with our solution? Yes, please. See, the true test of how valuable your solution is actually how much you understand it. If you're trying to explain something to me and you're beating all around, you're beating about the bush, I would presume that you do not have a full grasp or a good grasp of what that is. As much as possible, be as detailed and as clear and as straight to the point as possible. Everybody knows that piggy vest is about saving. So piggy vest literally makes saving seamless for people. It's so straightforward. Everybody knows that Jumia is the what's this? Is the Amazon of Africa. That's e-commerce. In fact, it's even better if you can represent your business with, say, an already existing solution in other economies, like say in the US or in China. These are economies that are already far ahead of ours, and it is possible that when you're building, there's so many other people that have done that in those economies. Africa is actually the last frontier of digital revolution, so it is very possible. It is not unlikely that so many of the solutions we are bringing down here are things that already exist, but that is okay. So if you can articulate your solution in a way that is simple and straight to the point, and everybody just gets it that, oh, this is what this person is doing. Imagine if someone says tomorrow, we are building the Amazon of Africa, we know straight to the point that they are an e-commerce solution, or we are building the what else? I don't know. You need to be able to picture it in a way that it is very clear, and the person you're pitching to gets it. They are not confused, because if there's a confusion, investors don't invest in what they don't understand. You need to get this. Like, investors would not invest in what they don't understand. And if you keep complicating it for them with all of the big buzzwords or trying to just sound very complex, you are elongating the process for getting funding. As much as possible, be so simple. Nobody cares about we are revolutionizing. What is your solution doing? Tell us how it works. Tell us who it is working for. If you like to use revolutionize, AI powered, at the end of the day, we want to know the nitty gritty of what your solution is doing, and that's all.
So Oma, you can begin your presentation now.
Okay, thank you. I hope you can all hear me. Uh, sorry, I don't have a laptop, so I'll be using a phone, and I'm not sure whether you'll be able to see my screen clearly. I apologize for that. So I'm going to use 7 minutes or less, as I was told. It's 10:05 East African time, so hopefully by 10:12 East African time I'll be done. So the project is a virtual human model project, and I'm Oma from Kenyatta University, that's Kenya, and our team is called AfyaDoc. So the project that we're working on is coming up with a virtual human model, and so that's the virtual human model. So just as an introduction, our team is called AfyaDoc, and AfyaDoc is a group of young researchers from Kenyatta University from various fields. We are a team, as I shall show you in the last slide, from pharmacy, medicine, engineering, and technology. So we are working together to achieve this project. And so the problem statement, there are two. Number one, we want to solve the issues on clinical trials. Clinical trials is a part of the drug discovery and development process, and among the challenges facing the clinical trials is it's expensive. That is, it can even take up to $20 million or even more. It's time consuming. It can take up to 10 years or even up to 20. And there are also a lot of risk involved in clinical trials, like adverse effects and the likes. So that's the first problem statement. And the second one is need to have personalized treatment. personalized treatment as opposed to generalized treatment where a patient, all patients will come and they're all given the same dosage. So personalized treatment is not well established, especially in developing countries like Kenya and many other developing countries in Africa. And also personalized treatment is very expensive. It's very expensive. So those are the two things that our virtual human model aims to address. And so the overview of the project, we aim to design a simulation models in a computer. So we're going to simulate human beings. So these human beings that are simulated inside the computer, that is in silico, they're going to be used by pharmaceutical companies to do clinical trials, the R&D companies like Pfizer, AstraZeneca, and the likes. And also they're going to be used by hospitals to provide personalized treatment. We're going to design a software, and this software is going to use artificial intelligence to generate models. So these models, like it can generate my model, it can generate your model, the likes, so that it can aid in personalized treatment. And so the aim of the project is to reduce the cost, the duration, and the failure rate in clinical trials. And then the second aim is to improve personalized treatment. So the methodology of the project, how we're going to do it is this: data collection shall be done by the group members, and the techniques that we're going to use, we're going to use the computer programming languages, the likes of Python, JavaScript, C++. We're also going to use artificial intelligence and machine learning, and also deep learning for simulating complex human functions. And since this one is a project that involves health matters, regulatory requirements, we're going to ensure that we are compliant, and also marketing, so that our project can go to the market and we can be able to earn from it. So those are the stages of the project, the stages. And so our project, we hope that it can take up to 2 years. And so in the first year, we're going to do the simulation of up to the cellular level, simulation up to the cellular level. Then in the second year, we're going to simulate the whole of the human being. And since this is an innovation project, it's an innovation. So the success of our innovation, we are basing it on the success of other similar projects that have been done. The likes of the DNA simulator, these people simulated the DNA. Another group simulated the cell, complex pathways, and even the brain as a whole. And also another group also simulated the viruses and the bacteria. And so we believe that based on the success of these projects, we are also able to do this innovative project. So our unique model, we understand that there are such models in the market at the moment. And so our unique model, ours, is going to be an improvement on whatever is already in the market. It's going to be an innovation, in that it's going to be to have all the characteristics of a living organism that we all know: the movement, respiration, excretion, growth, irritability, all the characteristics of a living organism, so that it can match as much as possible the normal human body. Then that's about the budget. I don't want to get into details of the budget at now. And then about the risk management, we're going to carry out thorough market research, so that we've already started doing that, so that we will not end up coming up with something that will not be accepted in the market. We collaborate with experienced software developers, so that they can aid us in getting the required expertise. And also legal experts will also help us in the regulatory requirements like the FDA, WHO, and the likes. And also careful financial planning, so that we'll be able to manage the finances that we have. This is the last slide. Our team members, our team members. We have a number. I don't think that you are able to see because my screen is small and the fonts are also small. Let me zoom it out a little bit. So members of the team, Uma, that's me, Uma. Then we also have, okay, let me not read the names. Let me just show you the courses where these people are from. This Bachelor of Pharmacy, Bachelor of Pharmacy, Bachelor of Pharmacy, this Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery, Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery, Medical Laboratory Sciences. Then there's Electrical Engineering, Civil Engineering, Computer Science, and Software Engineering. So as you can see, we are from the field of medical, the medical field as well as the engineering and technology field. And then the names that are appearing in red, these are some few of our lecturers who are also advising us on the project. And so basically that is that. I promised to take 7 minutes and my 7 minutes are done. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Oma. Because of time, she might not be able to take a lot of like she might not be able to take a detailed review. But then Obianuju, please can you just say one or two things that I think might help before you send
Okay.
the message?
Omar, I must congratulate your team. You guys are doing something really fantastic. So, pharma guys are going to like you. They would really love you because clinical trial is one of like the bottlenecks as far as drug discovery process is concerned. So, anybody that solves for this part, you're going to be like a hot cake in the market. Anybody that solves for this, because before the drug even gets to that point, and you know all of the regulatory, I'm so glad that you guys are already even putting that into consideration. All of the regulatory processes that go into trying a drug that you're not even sure what the side effects are going to be on human. You know, before you get to that point, it's like a whole lot. And most, even during the COVID period, while many of those guys like Pfizer were discovering those drugs, it was even like a pain before they got to that point where they could even test some of these medicines on humans. It was like a pain because nobody was sure what the side effects were going to be at the end of the day. Even people started projecting that, in the next 5 years after people took the COVID shots, they were going to come down with this and that side effects and all. So anybody that cracks this market where we have an alternative to clinical trial that is not exactly human, I think you are going to be a hotcake in this market. So I'm just going to say you guys should leverage everything in your advantage. There are people in genomics that you can have conversations with. There are people that are building in the genomic space. Please, you need to be as close to them as possible. You need to learn. Even the people who have started to build, I know that 54 gene right now has shut down. But if I were you, I'm going to have conversations with people that work there, especially the biotech guys that work there. They would have one or two things to share. You will be able to learn some things from their experience, things that you'd be able to also incorporate as you build your own solution. So please leverage every tool, resource, human resource that you can on this journey. This is a very fantastic solution, and I'm looking forward to what it would turn out to be in the future. Well done to you and your team.
Thank you so much, Obianuju. So well done once again, Holman. That was a brilliant presentation. That was super awesome. So I'm going to share tweet. You thank you everyone for making.
Is it
I
just me? Isaac, we missed you at the point. Isaac, in case you can hear me, your line is still breaking. Or is it just me?
His line is breaking.
Right, let me. All right. So I'll be this Isaac. So I'll be concluding from here. So I was apologizing for in taking so long time for this meeting to close, and it was scheduled for an hour and 30 minutes or even less. But we're going to work against that for the next meeting. And I really, really, really want to appreciate Obianuju Ndedigwe. I really want to appreciate you for coming, for speaking with members of the community. I'm very sure members of our community have gained so much, and the impact that is going to come out from this is going to be so massive, even beyond myself and anyone's imagination. And for the next webinar, we are going to be having a webinar next month, tentatively 9th December. And we are going to be unveiling the speaker very soon. And also, we'll also be going to be sending out a link between today and tomorrow for people that are building solutions that want to build teams, so that people can apply to join your team. We can make it public. People can apply to join your team, and then you get connected, so that we can leverage the community that we have to build to better innovate Africa's healthcare. So thank you everyone once again. Thank you everyone once again. So I think we have come to the end of the meeting. And I don't know if Obianuju has anything to say as a closing. Or any member.
No, I do not.
Oh, all right. Does any member have
you guys
anything to say? Just one.
really. And if anybody wants to have more conversations with me, just leave me a message, preferably Twitter, yes. Or you could also access me via LinkedIn, but we have to be connected first on LinkedIn. And please introduce yourself properly and tell me where you're connecting with me from, so your message is not ignored in my inbox. So tell me that yes, you're from Medintech. It just makes it easy for me.
Thank you so much, Obianuju, for the access. We really don't take it for granted. And Rodia, do you want to say something? Please, 2 minutes.
Yeah, Miss Obianuju, when you were assessing my pitch, you said you were using something. I don't know. Can you please share it?
Sorry, Rodia, please can you reach her in our DMs, like, concerning this, so we don't extend this longer.
All right.
Yeah, all right. So thank you everyone. So we have come to a close. The recording of this session is going to be provided on our YouTube channel later this week. Thank you everyone once again for coming.
All right, bye everyone. Have a wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma.